Hey everyone, welcome back to TechStrong TV's live coverage of RSAC from San Francisco, Moscone West. Sol Rashidi is here. She is the CEO and founder of Executive AI, and you do so many things, Sol. Great to have you on TechStrong TV. Thank you for joining me. Your mission about bridging the gap between the technical folks, the non-technical worlds, helping pivot from this massive AI hype that we're still kind of in, but now it's time to talk about AI results. Share a little bit more about your mission. Why is that so important to you?
It's interesting because for those of us that are in this space, like we're knee deep into it. And you hear about all the amazing startups and what they're doing, and you hear about all the tech companies that we're doing, but we're missing the point because there's an entire ecosystem around us. Like most of the, if not all of the Fortune 500s, they're not tech native.
No.
They use technology as an enabler, but they're not tech native.
Right.
So everyone is constantly in defense versus in offense. Everyone is reacting versus responding.
Yes.
And they're just trying to catch up.
Yes.
And so I think that's where the bridge really exists is we're in this space and we kind of understand it. We kind of geek out on our own things. But quite frankly, it doesn't matter what amazing tools and tech we build, unless there's true adoption. Nothing we do is ever going to scale. And the adopters happen to be the non-tech native, the non-digitally native individuals.
What is that like culturally because when we talk about like DevSecOps and the developers and security, and there's a lot of commonalities that they have, but they struggle to collaborate. How do you see the technical folks collaborating and cohabitating with the non-technical folks? What some of the magic that you've seen happen, and what's essential for that cohabitation?
I would say what's essential for that cohabitation is if our technical folks who have tremendous IQ also put just as much emphasis on their EQ, their BQ, and their SQ. You know, I would say the first big faux pas and mistake I made in my first C-suite role was I leaned and overleaned into my IQ. Well, they clearly put me in this position because they thought I was smart enough to have the C-suite position.
Right.
But I learned that my IQ actually wasn't going to help me evangelize or scale or help build critical mass in the things that we were building. It was my EQ, my ability to read the room and the groups and the teams to understand what they were afraid of or why they were pushing back and resisting so much. Or my BQ, the ability to translate our terms and terminologies and taxonomies and lexicon of language into their language, which we don't do in our world very, very well. And then the SQ. At the end of the day, people still believe into people. They still buy from people.
Right.
And so my running joke was at one of my employers, I went to more happy hours than I could even care for. But it built the trust.
Yes.
And so I would have one-on-ones with these executives, these presidents and CEOs, and saying, listen, I don't get it. I don't understand it, but you do, and I trust you. So I'm going to give you a few of my resources. Go pilot this. And then if, quite frankly, if the response is well, then we'll evangelize and scale it. So it was like, that's all it took.
Yeah.
And so what I always like to say is, you know, technology can scale efficiencies, but relationships are what scale the opportunities.
Absolutely.
And that's not something we really lean in onto sometimes because we just kind of like geeking out on the tools.